The atmosphere around you will shift into a peace that transcends this world. You will first feel it in the stillness, that moment when everything halts, as if the very universe is pausing, holding its breath. A peace that words cannot describe will settle upon you, and your spirit will feel lighter, as if the burdens you've carried for so long are beginning to dissolve. This is no random occurrence, no coincidence. I am the one speaking to you, the one who sustains all things by the power of my word. I am the one who was, who is, and who is to come. I, Jesus, am coming to visit you with my army of angels. The time of waiting is over, the time of fulfillment is at hand, and the new season I have prepared for you is about to unfold. But before you fully comprehend the depth of this moment, I must take you on an intimate, profound journey through all you have experienced, the trials, the pain, the tears you shed in secret, the nights when comfort seemed far off and heaven seemed silent. Every moment held a higher purpose. Every cry, every sigh, every groan of your soul had been heard before my throne. What you are receiving now is not just a prophecy, not a word tossed into the wind. This is a deep, holy, and profound revelation, directly from the Lord your God, the one who formed you in your mother's womb and knew you before your days began. This revelation is going to change your life in ways you cannot yet understand. You will see things in a new light. The vision of eternity will unfold before you as though a veil has been torn away. I have called you urgently, with insistence, because I do not want you to let this sacred moment slip by. This is a divine sign from heaven, and it is not for everyone. It is not for those who mock or dismiss the Spirit's voice. It is for you, the one who has been waiting with tears, with faith, longing for my touch, praying for a breakthrough, crying out for change that seemed never to come. I have heard every prayer, I have seen every sacrifice, and all your days are written in my book. This message is personal. It is for you. This message is for you who have asked, Lord, when? How long? For you who have felt doors shut one after another, who have walked through dark valleys and faced barren deserts where hope seemed distant. But I have been there with you. I walked beside you. I wept with you. I stood by your side even when you felt abandoned, even when you couldn't sense my presence. My hand was upon you, holding you steady, and now I have come, not to judge, but to bring freedom. I have come to deliver you from this season, to break the chains the enemy has used to keep you bound. I am cutting every tie that has bound you to sorrow, fear, and insecurity. The struggles you have faced were not in vain. They were not punishments, they were part of the refining process. They were the fire that shaped your character, the trials that strengthened your endurance, faith, and determination. I was with you in the furnace, and now I am bringing you out as a living testimony of my power. Every moment of anguish, every challenge you have faced was preparing you for what is to come. You cannot yet imagine the glory I have set aside for you, nor can you fathom the doors I am opening before you. But I say to you, open your spiritual eyes and ears wide, for everything begins tonight. Stay with me and do not ignore this call. This is your final opportunity to enter into this new move. This is not a mere visitation, not just an emotional experience, it is a divine encounter with the Most High. I come not in noise but in silence, and not everyone will be ready to receive. This night will be unlike any other. It will not be just a dream or passing feeling, it will be my night. The heavens will open, and I will descend in my glory, with my army aligned to fulfill the plans I wrote for your life long before you were born. This is the night when my Spirit will touch your heart and reveal to you what you have longed to see, but only if you remain awake, alert, and receptive. Only if you do not close your heart as others have done before you. I spoke to them, but they did not listen, and now they live in regret, having despised my voice. But you, my beloved, who can still hear, listen with holy reverence. Heaven has moved in your favor, and I am coming. Prepare your heart, cleanse your space, close the door to sin and deception. For when I come, I will come like a thief in the night. Only those who are watching, positioned, and waiting with oil in their lamps will be found worthy to enter the banquet. Pay close attention. My words are not just echoes of the past, nor empty religious sounds. They are spirit and life, living words that penetrate the soul, discerning the deepest thoughts of your heart. I, the Lord your God, speak to you now because your time of redemption has arrived. It is no coincidence that you are here, no accident that you are reading these words. I have led you to this point. Every step, every stumble, and every sigh of despair hath been part of the journey that has brought you to this sacred night. As the minutes pass, you will feel the weight of your burdens, but it will not be an increasing weight, it will be one that is lifting. Invisible chains are beginning to fall from your shoulders, from your mind, and from your spirit. The chains of doubt, fear, sickness, and despair that you have lived with for so long, thinking they were part of you, will break. They were never part of my design for you, and today is the day I break them. Today is the day I declare your freedom. Where my Spirit is, there is freedom. My angels are already moving among you. Though you cannot see them with your natural eyes, if you close your eyes and open your heart, you will perceive their presence. You may feel a soft breeze, even with the windows closed. You may experience a sudden warmth in your chest, tears welling up, or an overwhelming peace that cannot be explained by human logic. These are signs of my presence. Do not ignore them, and do not let the enemy poison your thoughts, telling you it's all your imagination. He has tried to cloud your spiritual sight, but today, by my power, I am giving you new vision. I am here. I, the Holy One of Israel, am with you, and I bring a promise that will not fail, a promise of restoration. When I look at you, I do not see your mistakes, your falls, or your failures. I see the strength in you, the strength that has kept you standing in the face of every storm. Though your heart may have felt shattered, you never stopped believing. When it seemed as if I was silent, you continued to hold on to my word, my promises, and my love. When others turned their backs, when they grew cold and weary, you kept praying, and your faith has not gone unnoticed. Every prayer you whispered in the stillness of the night was heard. Every tear you shed in quiet surrender was collected. None of it was forgotten. And because of your unwavering faithfulness, I am opening the heavens over you. The floodgates are now opening wide, releasing rivers of blessings that will touch not just your spirit but every area of your life. Your relationships, which have been fractured, will begin to heal. Your finances, which have been scarce, will begin to multiply. Your health, which has suffered under attack, will be fully restored. This will not come through your strength, but through my power. Not through your merits, but through my grace. Not because you deserve it, but because I love you with an eternal love. I honor your perseverance, and I reward the faith that has sustained you. However, my beloved, the enemy will not stay idle. He will try to plant seeds of doubt in your heart. He will whisper, that this message isn't for you, that you aren't worthy to receive the blessings I'm pouring out. You will bring up your past mistakes, your failures, and your weaknesses, trying to convince you that you are undeserving. Do not listen to him. Do not allow his lies to take root in your mind. He is the father of lies, but I am the one who has the final say over your life, and I have declared you worthy. I have cleansed you with my blood. You are mine, and nothing can separate you from my hand. Not your mistakes, not your fears, not your weaknesses. My love for you is unwavering, unchanging, and eternal. It pursues you relentlessly, lifts you up, and carries you. As I come into your home, I do not come as a mere visitor. I come to dwell with you, to make my home in your life. My angels arrive with gifts from heaven, peace to calm your storms, joy that surpasses circumstances, healing that touches your soul and body, and provision that will meet every need before you even speak it. The gifts I am offering you are not temporary, nor are they fleeting emotions. They are eternal, the lasting evidence of my covenant with you. But in order to receive them, you must first open your heart fully to me. You have been holding on to pain for far too long. Anger, bitterness, and unforgiveness have been weighing you down, poisoning your spirit, and robbing you of your peace and joy. Today, I urge you to let go of these burdens. Surrender them to me. I will take them and cast them into the sea of forgetfulness, never to be remembered again. In their place, I will give you my peace, a peace that transcends understanding, a peace that will guard your heart and mind. This peace will sustain you through your darkest days, and it will empower you to walk in authority, not fear. You will speak not from the wounds of your past, but from the healing I am bringing into your life. Know this: what I have promised, I will fulfill. I have seen every corner of your life, even the parts you've tried to hide, even from yourself. There is no place in your heart that I do not know, no thought you have that I have not seen. I have been with you in every moment when doors seemed to close, when you questioned if I was truly by your side. I was near when your heart broke in silence, when words failed to express the depth of your pain. Through every dark night my light has never left you. In every fall my hand was there to lift you. Not a single tear you have shed has gone unnoticed, for I am the one who sees the deepest parts of your soul and rewards you in due time. Now, I declare that it is time for what hath been hidden in the invisible to be made visible. For so long, you have sown in faith without seeing the harvest. You have prayed without clear answers, and walked without visible direction. Yet every step you took was guided by my hand. Every prayer was treasured as incense, and every tear you shed was planted as a seed, preparing you for the fullness that is about to unfold in your life. The time of harvest is upon you, but it is not just any harvest, it is one that transcends human understanding. This is a spiritual and supernatural harvest, a harvest that will affect every area of your life, not just one part of it. It will bring restoration where there has been loss, fulfillment where there has been emptiness, and purpose where confusion once reigned. As my presence is poured out upon you, you will begin to feel a shift in the atmosphere. The physical and the spiritual will begin to intertwine in a way you cannot explain, but you will know it by the peace that follows. The chains that you once believed were a part of your identity will start to break, not with noise or commotion, but with a quiet peace. It will be a peace that settles deep within you, sustaining you even in moments of chaos, and bringing order to what once seemed irreparable. Do not be fooled by the subtlety of my work. While some may look for grandiose signs, My power often manifests in quiet whispers, imperceptible shifts that go unnoticed at first. Just like dew falls silently to the ground, but brings life to the earth, I now descend upon you in the same quiet, transformative way. The weight of brokenness, the guilt you've carried, the exhaustion you've been living with, these things have not escaped my sight. But I did not come to condemn you. I did not come to point out your shortcomings. I came to heal, to restore, and to lift you up. You were not created to live under oppression, nor were you meant to stumble through life, hoping for mere scraps of hope. You were created with purpose, with destiny, and with an eternal calling that cannot be erased by your stumbles or lost by your mistakes. I chose you before you ever took a breath, and my calling for you is still as firm and powerful as it was then. My purpose for your life remains unshaken because I do not change. My plans are not contingent on human failure, they are built on my sovereign grace, and they will endure. As my angels move around you, they are touching every area of your life, not by chance but with divine intent. They have been sent with specific assignments, one of which is to bring you the healing you've been waiting for. This is the beginning of a new season, where the harvest you've been preparing for will finally begin to bloom. Another angel is being sent to break through what has been stagnant. Another will restore relationships the enemy has tried to destroy with misunderstandings and pride. Another will bring the provision you need into your home, and yet another will fortify your mind, bringing clarity and strength. Some of these gifts, you may already begin to sense a peace that cannot be explained, a sudden clarity, an inner strength that you haven't felt in years. Others will come in the coming days, but their origin lies in the sacred moment, this divine visitation that will forever mark your life. I know that believing again has been difficult for you. I know the exhaustion you felt in your spirit, and I understand how disappointments have made you reluctant to hope with full faith. But I do not ask you to rely on your own strength. What I ask of you is to rest in mine. I do not ask you to understand every step of the process, but to trust that I am at work even when you cannot see it. What had been taken from you was not an eternal loss. It was pruning for new growth. What seemed delayed was not forgotten. It was preservation. What appeared broken beyond repair is being restored, not just in its original form, but with a glory greater than it had before. For I do not patch things up. I make all things new. I do not simply repair. I redesign from an eternal perspective. Today, cycles are closing, and new ones are opening. Ancient doors that were once impossible to pass through will now open by my hand. Keys that seemed lost are being placed back in your hands. Words spoken to you long ago, words you thought were dead, will come back to life. Remember, my word never returns void. Every promise I've made to you has an appointed time, and that time is now. Heaven is moving, and nothing can stop what I've already decreed. But you must remain vigilant. The enemy, knowing that I am moving on your behalf, will attempt to deceive you with subtle lies. He will try to convince you that this move of mine is not real, that it is just your imagination. He will remind you of every failure, every weakness, and try to make you feel unworthy. But hear me clearly. It is not by your perfection that I move. It is by my faithfulness. It is not by your merits that I act. It is by my grace. It is not by what you can do, but by what I have already done for you on the cross. Reject every lie that rises up against you. Rebuke every thought that doesn't come from me, and establish in your mind this truth I declare today. You are accepted. You are loved, and you are right in the center of my will. In this new season, you will no longer walk in isolation. You will no longer face battles with the same old strategies or limited strength. I am bestowing upon you a fresh anointing, new heavenly wisdom, and divine strategies tailored for this moment. You will be equipped with discernment to recognize what is of me, speak with divine authority, and resist the enemy with a firmness that cannot be shaken. The weakness that once overwhelmed you will be transformed into an unexplainable strength. What once held power over you will be broken, and my spirit will dwell in you with a greater intensity than ever before. You will experience deeper dimensions of my presence, things you have never encountered. The season you have been through until now has been one of preparation, like a spiritual waiting room. You have remained faithful while it appeared as if everyone around you was advancing, leaving you feeling stuck in place. You watched as others celebrated victories, while you questioned if your moment would ever come. It felt like your prayers were unheard and that your dreams were slowly fading. But let me reveal to you a hidden truth. While you were waiting, I was working. While you were in silence, I was aligning everything in the heavenly realm for your breakthrough. I do not operate by human time or urgency. Every action I take has an eternal purpose, and while you thought heaven was silent, I was preparing what you could not yet receive. It wasn't because you were unworthy, but because my wisdom understands the seasons and the timing. Now the time has come. The things that were hidden will now be revealed. The blessings that were delayed will be released, and what seemed dead will be revived. It is no coincidence that you have reached this point at this moment. The rhythm of heaven has synchronized with your life, and a divine intersection has occurred, bringing heaven's perfect plan into your existence. This is not mere emotional encouragement or human motivation. This is a decree backed by my divine authority. The very atmosphere has shifted in response to what I am about to release. The earth itself has been summoned to align with my will, and the ground that once seemed barren will begin to flourish. What appeared fruitless, despite your diligent efforts, will now multiply in ways that defy logical explanation. It is not because of your new efforts, but because I have spoken, and when I speak, nothing remains unchanged. What you once viewed as loss will now be revealed from a new perspective. You will see that what seemed like defeat was actually a period of preservation, a moment where I was guarding you from unseen dangers. When you cried out for open doors and received no response, it was not because I ignored you, it was my mercy protecting you from alliances that would have harmed you, from paths with no return, and from burdens that could have broken your spirit. Every moment had been under my careful supervision. My silence was never abandonment, it was protection. It is crucial that you understand this. What is beginning now is not merely a season of receiving answers, but a divine time of repositioning. I am aligning you with the places and people you were always meant to be connected to. I will restore relationships the enemy tried to destroy, and I will create opportunities in places where you were once unwelcome. This is not because of your reputation, but because I have placed my seal upon you, and no one can remove it. I will establish you in territories where your name was never known, but there you will find honor. It will not be due to your accomplishments, but because of my divine backing. My favor will go ahead of you like a shield, and my justice will stand as your defense. The doors that once appeared to be shut forever will now open with ease, for I alone hold the keys, and when I open a door, no one can close it. Do not be intimidated by the new things I am about to bring into your life. I know that the unknown can stir up fear, and I understand that not everyone will comprehend what I am about to do, even those closest to you. But I did not call you to blend in or to conform. I called you to make a difference. What I will accomplish through you will serve as a testament to those who still doubt my power. Through your life, I will make my glory known. Where others sow doubt about you, I will sow proof of my faithfulness. Where you were criticized for waiting on me, you will now see blessings spring forth. You will not be put to shame for trusting in my name, for I will honor your perseverance with tangible results. As I move you into this new season, I will not allow you to carry what belongs to the past. I will remove people, habits, thoughts, and burdens that cannot cross this spiritual threshold with you. Some of these separations will cause pain, but they are necessary. Some losses will seem like setbacks, but in reality, they are purifications. You cannot embrace the new while holding on to the old. I am clearing the ground of your life to plant what will bear lasting fruit. Do not try to cling to what I am removing. Do not attempt to rebuild what I am tearing down. I am the architect of your destiny, and my designs are flawless. What seemed like painful processes will begin to reveal themselves as integral pieces of my perfect masterpiece. You will come to understand that the darkest nights were part of the canvas on which I am painting something eternal. Every trial you endured was a brushstroke. Every delay was a stroke of color. Every disappointment was a shading that will now serve to highlight the brilliance of my glory when I lift you up. I did not create you to remain unnoticed. I formed you to reflect my character. My spirit within you is not a spirit of weakness, but of power, love, and self-control. What others thought was the end for you will only be the prologue to the story I am about to write with you. The spiritual atmosphere has been stirred, and a call has gone out from my throne. You have been marked with purpose. What others strive to obtain through their own effort will be granted to you by my grace. What others work tirelessly to achieve, you will receive effortlessly simply by being in the right place, at the right time, under my divine covering. But do not mistake this for merit. It is not about what you can do, but about what I have already decided to do through you. I am the one who establishes times and seasons. I call forth what is not yet visible, transforming the weak into the strong, the broken into a testimony, and the forgotten into a shining pillar. You are not where you are by coincidence. You are standing at the threshold of a season that cannot be undone. Heaven's clock has marked this day as the start of an unstoppable movement, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stand in the way of what has already been set in motion by my eternal word. From the dawn of time, every action I take has been driven by a precise and purposeful intention, and nothing that occurs around you happens outside of my sovereign will. I do not act impulsively, and I do not improvise. Every intricate detail of what is unfolding in your life was crafted before the earth itself took shape. On the very day the first light appeared, your story was already written in my eternal books, inscribed with indelible ink. Every promise I have spoken, every word I have declared over your destiny remains valid, untouched, and irrevocable. Even though many have spoken doubts and disbelief over you, I have not rescinded what I spoke. My word stands firm, unshaken. There are parts of you that have long been dormant, dreams you buried, desires you silenced to avoid further pain from false hope. But today, I come to awaken those things you thought were lost. What you once called failure was merely a pause, a preservation of what is rightfully yours. Now, I breathe life into those desolate areas. What seems still will begin to pulse with new life. I do not recycle promises. I fulfill them. What was once forgotten will now be revived with even greater power than you initially imagined. I have begun to dismantle the internal structures that have been holding you back. I am not only speaking of external things, but addressing the deep places within you, those areas in your mind shaped by negative experiences, limiting beliefs, distorted perceptions, and thought patterns that have turned into invisible chains. These things are being uprooted now, in this moment. You cannot embrace the new while still carrying the weight of old wounds. You cannot walk in abundance if you continue to view life through the lens of rejection, comparison, or fear of failure. This is why I am working beyond what is seen. I am reconfiguring your internal vision, teaching you to see as I see. You will soon recognize my hand at work in things that once appeared random, small conversations, fleeting encounters, seemingly insignificant decisions, all of which will reveal themselves as vital pieces of a grander plan. Because I am aligning every part of your story. What once felt confusing will now become clear. What you did not understand will now be illuminated. I am the one who connects all the dots, who weaves together the paths, and who ties the threads of your narrative to show you that there were never any wasted moments, only hidden preparations for the great things I have in store. For too long, many have tried to define you by your past, by your mistakes, by your weaknesses. Some have even tried to confine your identity to the seasons when you struggled, to the times when you felt unnoticed or unworthy. But I want you to know that my gaze has never been focused on your failures. My eyes have always been fixed on the purpose I placed within you, the divine calling that transcends your circumstances. I do not label you by the times you faltered. I recognize you for the eternal destiny that I have ordained for you. Therefore, today I declare every negative word spoken over you to be null and void. I cancel every voice that sought to diminish you, to make you feel small or insignificant. I remove the burden of human judgments, the false labels, the unfair comparisons, and every expectation that does not align with my heart for you. You are not defined by the world's standards, but by the love, grace, and purpose I have set over your life.